Hello, welcome to Himdeve development, where we are preparing the best tutorials to make your mobile application development easier and more efficient. The goal for this tutorial is following. We'll create a hero animation to navigate between pages. We'll add special animation and transition effects for hero animation. We'll learn how to set a ripple effect over the entire widget, including its children. We'll learn how to define our own builder using Typedef, and we'll add caching to our images loaded from the internet. First, we open our existing application from the previous tutorial, and we open the portfolio_tutorials_sub_page.dart file. This will be our entry file for this tutorial. We have a list of tutorials defined here using the Typedef class, where the first item represents the URL address to the tutorial image, and the second represents the title or description of the tutorial. What is hero animation anyway? Hero refers to a widget that flies between screens. Hero animation is therefore the animation of the widget, most often an image, from one screen to another during page transition using a page route navigation. In our case, we want to use hero animation between the item from our tutorial list and the corresponding detail for that item. So let's illustrate the principle of hero animation. The source route represents our default hero widget on the first page. Destination route is the destination where the hero widget lands into the second page. An overlay is the transition between these two pages. During the transition between pages, we can edit the flying hero widget with different kinds of animations. And in the final stage, the flying hero widget anchors to the second page and the transition layer disappears. Let's start right away by creating a hero widget class. We create a new hero_widget.dart file in the components folder. It will be a stateless widget, hero widget. We define Typedef hero builder. The typedefs are aliases for functions that are objects. The usual use of Typedef aliases is a callback interface. In our case, hero builder is an alias for a function that takes build context as a parameter and returns a widget. We define the hero builder variable into the hero widget class. We'll add hero builder to the constructor of this class as a required attribute, but since the builders of a callback functions are usually called just builders, we set the name of this parameter to the builder. We'll also define other parameters for this class. In order to identify a pair of two hero widgets, we have to set the same hero tag for both of them. It is also useful to allow adjusting the size of the hero widget by defining its width. To do this, we use the width parameter. And as the last parameter, we set the onTap callback method, which will respond to the tapping the widget. We add these parameters to the constructor. Both hero builder and hero tag will be required attributes. We set the width to the default value of 100, and the onTap attribute remains as an optional parameter. Then we define the build method of this widget. To be able to set the size of the hero widget, we need to wrap it with the sizedBox widget, to which we can set the width using the width attribute. SizedBox has another child attribute where we insert the hero widget. Hero has an attribute tag that, as mentioned, is used to identify and pair two hero widgets, and we'll set our hero tag variable here. We insert a material widget with a transparent color so that the ripple effect has a place where it can be displayed. We explained the ripple effect in detail in the previous tutorial. We insert the inkwell widget into the child attribute of the hero widget, which allows us to define the ripple effect. Inkwell has a child attribute in which we insert our hero builder callback function with the context of the build method. We put the void callback method onTap into the onTap attribute. We'll go back to the portfolio tutorial subpage class to the _buildList item method, which has a row widget defined with a tutorial image on the left and a tutorial title on the right. This is what our application looks like right now, and from this point we will continue. We'll comment on the image widget and replace it with our hero widget, which we set the width to 150 using the width attribute. We set the image URL to the hero tag attribute. The URL address should represent a unique key, and we return the content of hero widget in our builder attribute. It will be a tutorial image. The builder attribute is a callback function defined by the Typedef alias in the hero_widget.dart file. We can remove the scale parameter from the network image provider because we have already defined the image width to 150 for the hero widget. We also define an empty onTap attribute. We launch the application and we can see that when we tap on the hero widget, ripple effect doesn't work. For example, if we return a button, flat button, we might notice that ripple effect works correctly. A user will receive a feedback that he tapped on the widget. How to achieve something like this for an image? We just change the image widget to an ink widget with the ink.image constructor for creating the image. And then we can notice that the ripple effect for the image works properly. However, the ripple effect currently only works over the image. Even if we had, for example, a column widget in which we put the text widget, we can set a larger font to see the text, and then insert our tutorial image below. Still we can see that the ripple effect works only over the text and not over the image. How to achieve a ripple effect across the entire widget, including its children, in this case for a whole item of our tutorial list? First, we extract the creation of the card widget into the new_buildCardView method. To achieve the ripple effect for the entire widget, so that it also overlaps the images that are rendered in it, we need to use the stack widget. First, we insert the _buildCardView method into the stack widget. It has two parameters. The desk parameter represents a tutorial description and image URL represents a path to the tutorial image. We set the image URL parameter to the hero tag attribute and also for the network image. And again, for a description of the tutorial, we set the desk parameter into the text widget. We will extract the creation of the hero widget into the new_buildHeroWidget method, and creation of the description into the _buildDesk method. We wrap the card widget into the position widget. We use the position.fill constructor, which expands the width and height of the widget to its parent. We'll also refactor the _buildHeroWidget method. We extract the image widget into the _buildHeroWidget content method. Now we will change the network image to the cache network image to keep the image cached when displayed. To do this, we need to open pubspec.yaml file and define the cached_network_image library in it. Then, in the _buildHeroWidget content method, we return the cached network image, which has the image URL and placeholder attributes. In placeholder, we'll display the circular progress indicator and we wrap it with the central widget. For some reason, the Dart.js library was imported when we were importing the cache network image library, so we just removed the unnecessary imports. We launch the application and we can see the progress indicator in the placeholder. The ripple effect is still not working. Therefore, we add another _buildRippleEffect navigation method to the stack widget with context, description and image path parameters. The context is missing for this method, so we have to add it. In the _buildRippleEffect navigation method, we return the position widget using the position constructor position.fill. We insert a material widget with a transparent color into the child attribute to give the ripple effect a space to render, and we insert the inkwell widget into the child attribute of the material widget. The inkwell widget has an onTab attribute. We test it and we can see the ripple effect takes place over the entire list item. To make the ripple effect easier to see, we add a splash color attribute with a translucent red color. And even we add a highlight color attribute with the same color. Great, now we can remove the unnecessary onTab attribute from our hero widget, since we only use the onTab attribute from the _build ripple effect navigation method. While tapping on the item, we want to go to the new screen, which we'll define in the portfolio_tutorial_detail_page.dart file in the Pages portfolio folder. It will be a stateless widget portfolio tutorial detail page. We define the required hero tag, desk, and image URL attributes. And in the build method of this widget, we return the scaffold widget, to which we define the up bar with the title tutorial detail to have a back button to be able to go back to the previous page. For now, we insert an empty container into the body attribute. We'll go back to the portfolio tutorial subpage class and we put the navigation push method into the onTab attribute to be able to change the page. We create the _create tutorial detail route method, which returns a material page route class. The material page route has a builder attribute in which we initialize the portfolio tutorial detail page class. In the _build ripple effect navigation method, we adjust the names of the input parameters. We launch the app and we can see a tab to the new screen works properly. We go back to the portfolio tutorial detail page class and we change the empty container to the _build content method. To make the content of our widget scrollable, we use the single child scroll view widget. In this method, we want to display the hero widget at the top of the screen, which contains the image representing the tutorial, and below a text widget describing a particular tutorial. To do this, we use the column widget, which has the children attribute, where we first define the _build hero widget method to create the hero widget. In the _build hero widget method, we return the hero widget, to which we set the hero tag attribute. We set the width to the full width of the screen using the media query.of_context.size.width command. And in our builder attribute, we return the content for the hero widget using the _build hero widget content method. In the _build hero widget content method, we'll reuse the cache network image widget, which represents a preview of the tutorial from the internet. We test the functionality. We have the image, but we still lack description. In the _build content method, we add another _build desk method to the column widget. In the _build desk method, we return the tutorial title using the text widget. We set the font size to 30 and we center it using the text align attribute. We can test it. Then we wrap this widget with an 8 size padding widget. We go to the hero widget now. If we want to slow down the running of the application in order to see the individual animations and effects in more detail, we can set the Timedilation Setter method to the beginning of the build method. We run the application to see the slowed down hero animation. Another attribute of the hero widget is Flight Shuttle Builder, which is used to change the transition layer between the two destinations of the hero widget. For example, we'll return an icon of an image with the size of 150. And after launching the application, we can see that as the image moves from one page to another, it changes its form to an icon. We can even adjust this transition layer by using one icon for one direction and another icon with different size for the other direction. Okay, that was just for a demonstration. Let's go now for rotation transition, a transition that animates the rotation of the widget. Rotation transition has attribute turns to control the rotation of its child. We'll put a tween here. Tween represents a linear interpolation between start and end values. In our case, this will be the number of times that widget will rotate during the transition between pages. At the end, we call the animate method that creates tween's animation object. Another attribute of the rotation transition widget is the child attribute, into which we insert the contents of the hero, specifically its subtree, by calling widget.child. From the destination context, we select the hero, cast it to be recognizable as a hero, and then use the cascading operator or the symbol double dot to select it from its subtree. Double dots allow us to perform a sequence of operations on one object. We can test it. The advantage of tweens is that they can be linked together using a chain command. Therefore, we can add an acceleration of the widget at the beginning of the animation and a slowdown at the end with the curves.ease call to the object rotation. This call is set to the curve attribute for the curve tween class. We can test it. We then remove the artificial slowdown and we restart the application. This will return the page transition speed to normal, which means the animations will be too fast and the user will not notice their effect. Therefore, instead of slowing the entire app, let's try to set the transition duration. We'll use the PageRouteBuilder constructor. We modify the builder attribute to PageBuilder with the appropriate parameters. And we add the transition duration attribute to set the transition duration to 1 second using the duration object. We can test it. With the material page route constructor, fade transition is automatically defined as we move from one page to another. However, using PageRouteBuilder, we must set the transition builder attribute to create the fade transition. We can test it. In case we want to add another tween to fade transition, we can also use chaining, same as for hero widget. Of course, we can use any other transition instead of fade transition, such as slide transition. With slide transition, we will animate the slide position. In this case, we use offset because we want to define both horizontal and vertical axes. we can test it. And in case we want to associate fade transition with slide transition, we can put slide transition into the child attribute of the fade transition. And with this we can test the final functionality. And we come to the end of our 11th part of this first series of Flutter tutorials, and of course you can find the complete source code on the GitHub as well as on our website himdeve.com, where you have a detailed description of everything we went through in this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, bye bye.